Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I don't know what to tell you. I'm actually kind of heated with this one, guys. This video today is insane and it is stirring up drama everywhere on Twitter. Now, typically I am usually like months behind on the content or the things that's happening on Twitter and on YouTube because I just typically don't care. But today, this is one of the things that not only am I ahead of the story, but it is happening while I am recording right now. Ladies and gentlemen, there is some drama brewing with the anime community and the predator hunting community. It is absolutely diabolical, and it pretty much all starts with a YouTuber who goes by the name of Chibi Reviews. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and say this right now: if you are going to come and defend Chibi Reviews in my comment sections, get the fuck out right now. That is the best thing I can tell you, because the shit that this man has been saying in the past 24 hours is absolutely diabolical, and I plan on jumping on it and criticizing him for some of the things that he has said. So without further ado, let us not waste any time and jump right on into it. So Chibi Reviews dropped a tweet saying that I just saw a 2 million follower account that is a pred catcher. Just say lolly equals pedophilia. You think someone who is a pred catcher would understand the difference between fiction and reality. The dangers of watering down terms and comparing real victims to drawings isn't good. It only shifts police resources to focus on a false call and stall them from investigating an actual criminal hurting people. Schlep should be ashamed of himself for comparing the two. Comparing the two? Wait, hold on, that's the wrong two, my guy. If you find the lolly weird, then by all means that is fine. However, comparing it to a real living, breathing human that has been harmed is disrespectful. If we use Schlep and other people's logic, basically if you play GTA, that means you're a murderer.
Some people are really fucking stupid. Did you ever notice that? How many really stupid people you run into during the day? God damn, there's a lot of stupid bastards walking around. Carry a little pad and pencil with you. You wind up with 30 or 40 names by the end of the day.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop you right there. We're gonna go ahead, red flag on the plate, because everything that this man has said in this pull post is absolute bull fucking shit. I'm sorry, dog. I cannot get behind this. I cannot agree with this at all. And it's actually just fucking retarded. It's some of the dumbest shit I've seen like this year. And I have no idea what is going on with the anime community having arguments like this. One of the things he says that really gets me is that it only shifts police resources to focus on a false call and stall them from investigating an actual criminal hurting people. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to ask, where the fuck did he get that information from? Who's saying that? What statistics did you pull that piece of shit from? What statistics did you get that from? Are we just making things up from La La Land? What the fuck are you talking about? Calling somebody out for liking CP content or for liking lolicon content or anything along those lines is not stopping police from doing their job. I'm sorry, that's not happening. And instead, I would actually argue that's helping them do their job. I would say that catching these people would be more beneficial to society than stopping them. I don't know what this argument is. It's a terrible fucking argument. Also, comparing this to GTA is also pretty ignorant. It's also really stupid. I have no idea why we're comparing a video game to like a grown men liking CP. I don't understand where this tweet is coming from. And as you can imagine, it is a horrible tweet and a very bad argument. And if you thought things could not get worse, it actually does, because not only did he tweet this, but he even made another tweet saying, fuck it, I'm making a lolly defense video today.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
Oh no, we lost him. Put the fries in the bag, bro. How do you fall from grace like that? Not that he had any grace to begin with, but how did you come to this logic? What happened? What demons possessed you to decide to make a lolly defense video? Never in the history of YouTube has this ever been a good idea. And he continues on by saying, already been canceled, had hundred thousands of thousands of death threats. Thousands of death threats? Is that the correct way to say that? I have nothing to lose and will not stop speaking up for freedom and expression within artwork. Yeah, hey buddy, let me go ahead and stop you there. Let me just go ahead and, kind of bring this up. We're not talking about artwork. We're talking about actual criminal fucking behavior. Now, as you can imagine, within a few hours, he actually did upload a video called Lolicons Are Weird and Need to Be Jailed. Now, honestly, I'm gonna be real with you. He should have just stopped there. That should have been the sentence right there, and we left it at that. Lolicons are weird and needs to be jailed. We could have left it at that. There was no need to go any further than that. This video should have been literally 2 seconds long, just saying that and leaving it be. But however, that's not the case, and I guarantee you, when I play the very first 10 seconds of this video, you're going to be absolutely livid.
I'm going to catch a lot of heat for this video and probably receive hundreds of thousands of death threats for even making a video discussing lollies and even trying to defend lollies.
Defeat.
No, see, we not even 7 seconds. It hasn't been 7 seconds, not even 7. And we already got one of the worst statements in this video. And as you can imagine, this video is 10 minutes long. This guy actually decided to come on YouTube and defend Lolly for 10 minutes straight. Guys, it's not looking good, man. It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
But we're gonna get right into it because I've already faced death threats, I've already faced slander, false accusations, people doxing me, sending me stuff in the mail, all sorts of horrific stuff for my stances on fictional content. So, you know what? Screw it. I'm not gonna bow down and bend the knee. I'm gonna just straight up get into what needs to be said.
Or you can just shut the fuck up.
Hey man, just want to let you know that sometimes you gotta shut the fuck up.
You gotta shut the fuck up.
And this current time is just one of those times you gotta shut the fuck up.
I don't think you're a bad person. I just don't want to hear you talking anymore. You gotta shut the fuck up.
Is that an option? That has to be the best option out there. You just shut the fuck up. You could actually not do anything. You didn't have to do anything. You didn't have to defend it. You didn't have to make this video. You didn't have to say anything. You know, the most beautiful thing in the world is that shutting the fuck up is absolutely free. You don't have to do anything. Just sit down, turn your computer off, don't say shit. Just don't say anything. Instead, this is the bullshit we get.
And so this is a post that crossed my feed today by Real Schlep. Now, you might not know who this is, but there is a very high chance you do. This individual is someone that is very well known for being a pred catcher. They are someone that makes their entire channel around catching predators on Roblox and different forms of the internet, as you can see here, and they have 2.4 million followers. So
I just want to go ahead and say this and say that yes, that's good. That's good. We're starting off very good. There's nothing wrong with pred catching. If this man says something negative about pred catching, I might actually crash out.
this is a pretty large channel that gets very decent views, as you can see here, 7.7 million views, 8 million views. Obviously, they are very successful as a content creator, someone that is way beyond my success. I am just a drop in the bucket in comparison to this individual that is making YouTube content. However, what really shocks me is that an individual that has their entire career based around being a predator catcher is someone that cannot separate fiction from reality. That is what really blew me away when I saw this post today, and the amount of damage that this post and this individual is going to cause to actual real people and victims out there, and allow criminals to actually get away.
What? Okay, I have to stop. What is he saying? What is he talking about? What level of retardation are we sitting at right now? What are we doing? I'm so confused. Yo, dog. I'm so confused. I got me stuttering. I feel like I just got dementia just now. What in the fuck is he actually talking about?
He also responded to me twice before I even uploaded this video, and instead of even countering the points I made, he decided to go straight into slandering me, bringing up my personal life that's completely irrelevant to the topic at hand, and basically shifting the subject matter away from the topic to kind of muddy the waters and basically try to make my points seem kind of invalid when he's not even addressing my points to begin with. So I think more or less the case is closed, that this man right here actually doesn't care about victims and people. He's more or less just wanting brownie points, making a profit off of people.
Enough! You want Asgard? It's yours.
Whatever game you're playing, it won't work. You can't defeat me.
No, I know. But he can.
Okay, hold on. Rage bait successful. Ladies and gentlemen, rage bait successful. Holy shit, yo. What is this tweet? Not only did your fiance cheat on you, but your friend sided with her. I wonder what happened behind closed doors if you're out here so publicly defending Lollipop. Now, he's saying, look, listen, look. I'm not going to say that what Schlepp said is appropriate, but I am going to say that this man got the W. That is a crazy thing to bring up. This man's wife, oh my days, this man's fiance cheated on him and the friend sided with her. Yo, and it does bring out some questions. He's saying that it's relevant to the conversation, but I think it is kind of relevant. Why did your fiance cheat on you? What happened? Did she see some shit in the hard drive she wasn't supposed to see? So I just kind of want to jump in on this because this is like a very common argument that a lot of anime fans have used, and I'm a huge anime fan myself. I watch typically a lot of anime, and I've been through the deep ends of the anime, and I've seen some really crazy shit. And I will go ahead and say this is a horrible argument. If your argument is that somebody cannot separate fiction from reality, it is a dog shit ass argument. And I'm actually going to go into the reason why I think this argument is a terrible argument. And my reason is that a lot of stories that you see, a lot of movies that is made, a lot of fictional characters that are made are actually based on reality. A lot of fictional stories have a lot of real elements to it, which actually makes content very dangerous when we're sexualizing minor characters or characters that look like minors, because it actually can have real life consequences. When people, it's not about separating fiction from reality, it's understanding the consequences of what happens when you sexualize something or somebody, or a teenager that should not be sexualized. It brings real harm. And for this argument really pisses me off because there's like real life examples of people being harmed because somebody could not separate fiction from reality. There's like actual stories of what happens when we put characters who are perceived to be minors into a major role or for them to be sexualized. Just take a look at the woman who played Hermione from Harry Potter. She still to this day talks about how she was sexualized when she played Harry Potter. Take a look at characters like Vanessa Hudgens when they played on Disney Channel, how she was super sexualized. Miley Cyrus, who was sexualized at a very young age. These have real life consequences. And I guess if we really want to talk about the person who got damaged the most, I would actually have to argue and say it was Justin Bieber. The dude was having adult women fawning after him at such a young age. So yes, this has real life consequences. I don't understand this argument. People who say you can't separate, people who use this argument, it's just a horrible fucking argument
when he's not even addressing my points to begin with. So I think more or less the case is closed, that this man right here actually doesn't care about victims and people. He's more or less just wanting brownie points, making a profit off of people, and that's about it. So this is pretty, it says a lot about his character, honestly, just seeing these type of posts from him.
Okay, so this what is he talking about? What is he talking about? Criminals get away. Again, this whole thing, where's your evidence that anything that Gideon or Schlepp has said is going to cause criminals to get away? And I also really hate this argument, because I would think that if we're talking about Chibi Reviews, Schlepp, and Gideon, and the controversy that's happening right now, I would argue that out of all three of them, I'm pretty sure it's between Schlepp and Gideon who put the most amount of criminals away. I would argue it's probably Gideon. He's like really good with prey catching, but regardless, they put more criminals away. Why are we talking about they're letting criminals get away by saying that, by calling out pedophilia? What, again, this entire video should have been 2 seconds. You should have just said lollicons are weird, need to be jailed, and left it at that. Instead of we get this argumentative, retarded, rigmarole bullshit ass video that's talking about absolutely nothing. He's defending nothing. It's so stupid. That's, that's such a weak argument to say that a person who's out here catching predators and sending actual criminals to prison and saving people who may potentially be harmed, doesn't care about victims. That's such a gaslight thing to say. Oh my god, I hate this guy. I'm really starting to hate this guy.
And so let's just get right into this. So first off, let's address the elephant in the room, which is what Schlepp is talking about. He's talking about how lollies are basically, if you like lollies, you defend lollies, you're a PDF. That's what he is pretty much saying in this post. And what's very interesting about this post, by the way, with him trying to compare the two of fictional content that's a drawing on a piece of paper or an animated pixel, he actually edited his post here, which Packer Girl showcases a screenshot, and I'll showcase this as legit in a second. But basically, you can see his original post here, you know, he actually has anime in front of it, showcasing what he's actually talking about. Then he quickly edited his post to remove it to make it seem more extreme than it actually is.
Who cares? Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares if he changes his tweet post? The point still stands. If you like lolicon material, there's a very high chance that you like PDF file content. It doesn't matter if he changed the tweet post. Again, guys, listen, I'm telling you right now, if you aren't triggered like I am, then something is wrong. You should be actually kind of pissed off with some of the stupid shit this guy is saying. So I'm going to go ahead and fast forward, because for the next 2 to 3 minutes, he just talks about how a tweet was changed, which is absolutely irrelevant. It just feels like he's just drawing out the video unnecessarily just so he can have some kind of point. There's no point here. He changed his tweet log to make it a little bit more appropriate, to make it less offensive. Who genuinely gives a fuck?
That it's really horrible that someone that dedicates their entire career and like presence online to actually go after criminals would actually compare a drawing to actually real victims. That's what's so disrespectful.
Defeat.
Oh, no, that's not what he said. You inbred, sickle cell, deflated, mutated chromosome. That is not what the fuck he said. I actually have the tweet here because I like to fact check the shit that I look up. I like to have my information on the ready. Now, what Schlepp said is, I stand with Gideon when saying lolicon is pedophilia. Can't tell you how many predators I've caught that end up having some type of child erotica. He's not comparing a fictional character to a real character. He is talking about real life situations that are actually happening with his experience catching predator, something that you do not do. You should not be speaking on this. You're not out here catching criminals. As a matter of fact, for some reason, you're defending them. You're defending them. You're actually standing up for child abuse content. And for those of you who don't know, when you actually look up the term pedophilia, which is something Gideon did in his video, it actually tells you it's child abuse content. Why are you defending this? There's no defense for this. You should not be saying, what are we doing?
What
are we doing?
Well, let me explain why this is a problem. So, first off, you are a police officer in, you know, the office at the county sheriff office or whatever, and you only have a certain amount of officers. Let's say there's 30 or 50 officers within the police office. You receive a call that apparently someone is harming someone, and you take this call, you take it very seriously because it's your job. So you go and investigate, and when you go and investigate whatever's going on, you come to find out it's actually just a drawing. It's a pixel on the screen. It's nothing. There's nobody being hurt, no victims, nothing. It is just entirely a drawing on the screen. And I don't think I really need to outline why this is a problem, but all this does is it stalls police from being able to actually catch real criminals and help victims be able to recover. It really just actually overloads the system, and it causes a limited amount of resources to be used for false calls. That's pretty much what happens in this case with people that can't separate fiction from reality. And so the fact that you have someone like Schlepp that his entire career is to try to bring people to justice, willing to water down a term and actually cause it to be harder to catch real PDFs, is actually insane to me.
I'm going to crash out. I'm going to crash out. I am trying my hardest not to go back to Call of Duty, Robbie, from 2013, where we were dropping racial slurs in the lobby like it was somebody's birthday at a strip club. I am trying my hardest not to say anything that will get me canceled, but let me just go ahead and say that I have never seen this level of retardation since the movie Jackass. I cannot tell you that this is one of the dumbest things. Listen, ladies, okay, listen, guys, nobody is calling the police over a drawing. That's not happening. If the police is getting called, it's because someone is being harmed. It's not the drawing that's going to get you in trouble. It's the content of the drawing that's going to get you in trouble. If it's actual child abuse material, yes, it will get you in trouble, even if it is a fucking drawing, because you're depicting something that is harmful. You're advocating for something. I mean, it's kind of like, just imagine real quickly, what if you have everything in your room to make a bomb? You have everything there, and sitting on the wall is the instructions to make a bomb. The cops get called, there's no bomb, there's no bomb there, but everything that's needed to make a bomb is there. Should we arrest the person, or we should just wait and see what happens? No, we should not wait and see. Arrest the nigga. What are we talking about? It's the exact same thing. Just because it's a picture on a drawing, that doesn't mean anything. That can lead to a lot of serious stuff. That needs to be investigated. This is such a weak fucking argument.
Fiction from reality. And so the fact that you have someone like Schlepp that his entire career is to try to bring people to justice, willing to water down a term and actually cause it to be harder to catch real PDFs, is actually insane to me.
No. I'm actually going to argue the opposite. I'm going to say it actually helps. I actually think him using the term lolicons to equalize predator or pedophile, I think it actually helps. I can't tell you how many times that I've been on Discord in the anime community when I find out that some dude has Anya from Spy X Family as their profile picture, also got some disgusting fucking content being passed around in the DMs. The amount of people that we've banned or exposed in the past who had all of these kind of content on their who have content like hidden on their phones or the computers or in these secret Discord chats. This shit is really happening. I would heavily argue that comparing the two actually helps expose who's a real degenerate and who's not, especially within the anime community, hiding so many predators and hiding so many dangerous people, especially online, especially in Discord. I would heavily argue against this. I just feel like he threw this video out here just to throw the video out here, because everything he's arguing makes no sense, or it's just incredibly weak arguments. And to begin with, why are we arguing against a actual predator hunter? Do you not understand how this makes you look? You're arguing against somebody who potentially saved lives and save children for a living. Is this really the right move for you, brother? I'm telling you right now, we might need to put the fries in the bag.
Now, I do want to talk about something that does need to be acknowledged, and that is lolly in general. Now, look, I'm just gonna outright say it. If you find lollies and stuff weird, completely fine. I think there is nothing wrong with someone thinking it's weird, bizarre, whatever. You don't want to associate with people like that. Fine, that's completely fine. It's well within your right to do that.
That is what's really weird. When you have people out here defending the sexualization of some character who looks like they're 12 because they're somehow magically 600 years old. That is what's weird. When you have a character who has the physical appearance of a minor and that's being sexualized, that's weird. It's not lollies that's weird, it's the lolicons that's weird. It's the people who love to sexualize that kind of content because that's dangerous. That's what's weird.
However, you cross a line when you start calling people accusations that aren't true. For instance, you calling them a PDF, or you start comparing a drawing or a pixel to an actual living, breathing human. There is a very hard line there that is crossed when someone does that.
No, it's not. There's not a very hard line. It's not a very hard line. I feel like why are we saying that? It's not a hard line. There's no line there. Is the person involved a minor, and is the minor being sexualized? Is the person what line is there? What line are we drawing? I don't think that's a very hard concept. Is the person a minor? Are they being sexualized? Is it an inappropriate content for both children and adults. I feel like any character that looks younger than 18 that is being heavily sexualized is a no. It's not that difficult. It's not that hard. Why are we arguing against that? Why are we conflating the difference between the why are we conflating the conversation like this? What are we
And all it does is water things down and makes the entire conversation very muddy, to where now when you have a conversation around stuff like this, like if someone's a PDF or not, what it comes down to is like, are they talking about a real person or are they talking about a drawing? And when you have something like this brought up into a conversation, it's already bad. And it's happening. It is something that has definitely grown exponentially in the last like 5 to 6 years, to where the conversation around this entire topic has been muddied and just tampered with to the point to where people don't take it as seriously anymore, because people cannot separate fiction from reality.
Okay, hold on. I disagree. I disagree once again, and I say this: having this argument is a good thing. It's a good thing. This argument is one of the reasons why Japan changed their laws recently, within the past few years, and by raising the age of consent. This is a good thing. It means minors have more chances to grow and not be sexualized. This is a conversation that's been buried for years. The amount of lolicon enjoyers who ended up becoming PDF files got away, that number is being reduced. People are actually being saved by exposing some of these predators within the anime community. This is a conversation that needs to happen. I don't understand why he's saying that we're conflating the two. No, having this happen, having this conversation is actually saving more lives, because not talking about it is covering it up and allowing this shit to breed and thrive within the community. Again, this argument that he's making throughout this entire video is harmful. It is harmful to the minors that enjoy anime and who get put into these anime communities. It's harmful to the people whose mind is filled with this anime minor bullshit, and it's harmful to the people and it's harmful to minors in general. This is horrible, and it's one of the reasons why people cannot take the anime community seriously. There are a lot of good animes out there, but they get buried behind all of this inappropriate content that is sexualizing minors. It's one of the reasons why people like Nicholas Diorios go around saying that anime is sick, and people who enjoy it are probably sick people. I might be paraphrasing what he's saying, but I've heard him say that quite a few times.
And all they have done is actually help criminals get away with stuff. And in fact, most of the time when people are this adamant about lolly content that are basically saying it is the equivalent of actual real people, most of the time from what I have seen, they turn out to be some form of like a problem or a criminal themselves, or they have skeletons in the closet.
Yeah, you know who else has skeletons in the closet? Do you know who else ends up turning into being criminals themselves? Yeah, people who enjoy Lollicon's content. Yeah. Did you think about that? I mean, Slep said it himself in his tweet when he says quite literally, can't tell you how many predators I caught that ended up having some kind of child erotica. I mean, the proof is in the pudding, my guy. You said it yourself. What about them? Where's the argument against that?
Something is going on there, and I feel like it's absolutely insane. Like, this is really, I feel like Schlep should be really ashamed of himself for even making a post like this. Once again, if he wanted to call lollies and stuff weird, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. That is completely fine. But to go this far, and then even to change his actual message to remove anime from it because he knows people don't take that seriously because it's not real, because it's not something to take seriously, that's just insane. And once again, you know what this makes me look at? His entire channel? It makes me look at, it's not about actually bringing justice to people to catch actual criminals. It's about making a profit and making money off of it. And look,
so I just want to go ahead and point this out, and I would say this, that if you come across a channel that has more than 100 videos even, they're probably doing it because they enjoy it. I'm sorry, if they have content that's over 30 minutes long and they're constantly pushing out content and it's the same kind of content over and over again, they're not just doing it for the money. I think that's a very low IQ thing to say. That's not just for the money. They're doing it because they love it. And all of his content is the same. He's dedicated to doing this, especially since Slip said himself that I believe he was a victim of it in the past as well. So this is a very disgusting thing to say. This is a very retarded thing to say, and it actually hurts your argument so much more by trying to gaslight us into believing that, oh, he's not really caring about the victims. Obviously he is. This is very disgusting. Absolutely piece of filth.
Once again, you know what this makes me look at, his entire channel? It makes me look at, it's not about actually bringing justice to people to catch actual criminals. It's about making a profit and making money off of it. And look, yeah, how can you not view it like that? Like, this person clearly doesn't potentially care about children if he's willing to water down terms to this degree. That's what it looks like. It's not a good look. It's not. And I feel like this is just such a shameful thing to do. I cannot believe he actually did this. Now, with nothing along that lines is going to make me stop talking about what I believe in and how people have a right to express themselves in art and also within literature. And basically, if people are going this hard after, let's say, lolly content, why aren't they going hard after Game of Thrones? There's some very crazy stuff within Game of Thrones' books, by the way, that have actual characters that are technically not 18 plus.
Some people are really fucking stupid.
Within it.
No. Oh my God. He's throwing, I swear to God, I'm gonna call him the bullshit spitter, because everything he's saying is absolute bullshit. How are you comparing Game of Thrones to this? Okay, I shouldn't even have to explain this. Like, I feel like I'm going insane having to explain this. Game of Thrones, culturally, within the culture of Game of Thrones, women did not have the same rights as men. Did you not see how the women were treated within that series? Game of Thrones also took place in a time where women got married at a very young age. Very young age. And even within the series, they even called out, I believe the guy who was trying to sleep with minors or like torturing them or whatever, he got killed, and everybody was severely happy with that. Motherfucker got murked, and there's not a single person complained about that scene because it was justifiable. Comparing lolicon content where it's a lot of anime, a lot of characters who are minors, let me just go ahead and say this, a lot of characters who are considered lollies are not in a time or place where they don't have power. They're not in a place where minors get married at a very young age. There are some animes that are like that, but the majority of the quote-unquote lolly characters are not in that situation. They're typically considered these powerful fucking dragons where you can't tell them what to do. 400 years old. What are we talking? It's not the same. It's not the same culture. It's not the same setting, and it's not the same story. There's no justification behind that. You are moving the goalposts. We are changing the dynamic of the argument just so you can somehow make your bullshit logic make sense. It doesn't. You're arguing a very stupid point by giving some of the worst examples I have ever heard.
But for some reason, that is completely fine, because you want to know why? It's popular. It's a big series. People accept it. But obviously now with anime reaching a new norm and people kind of encountering anime for the first time, and the main go-to voice now is to say anything that isn't mainstream shonen, like for instance Chainsaw Man or JJK, everything's icky or weird and needs to be gone, censored, and it's problematic. We could see this. There's a big shift, and there's a lot of hypocrisy. There's a lot of people only playing one side and not understanding, and they're picking and choosing what's a problem or not because they just don't like it.
No, that's not really what's happening. Believe it or not, there's actually more anime fans today than there ever has been. A lot of people are signing up for anime, and it's not just the mainstream animes. It's a lot of animes that even I have not heard of. A lot of people are coming out to watch those as well. The reason why people have a problem with this, and I feel like I'm just kind of repeating myself, is that this can be potentially harmful. If not, this is harmful towards children. That's why, and I think it's kind of general for people to not want children to be harmed or not want, children to be sexualized. I feel like that's a common feeling that most people have, to protect the children. That's kind of why people have a lot of problems with these arguments, because advocating for lolicon material, advocating for CSAN material is dangerous. There's no other word for it. It is dangerous. You are putting people in harm. You are you are messing with people's temperament and pushing them towards this content, which could lead into real people being harmed. That's the danger behind this.
And at the end of the day, they don't really care about actual victims or people getting harmed. They're all in it for a profit or being able to make brownie points and clout and everything about that. That's basically what they're doing. And I'm just gonna say it like it is, guys. I would make a lot more money and I would have a lot more sponsorships if I straight up just said Lolly is bad. I would. I'm just gonna be blunt. I would make so much more money and I would be less, like, I would be deemed less problematic to work with or anyone to talk with me if I just straight up went against it.
Yeah, you would. I agree with you. I agree with him 100%. I agree with him. I think he would make a lot more money if he had chose to just shut the fuck up. That's all he had to do was shut up, not say anything, continue making his videos and just be done. He did not have to come out and defend Lolicon. He did not have to come and push out his dangerous ideals and opinions. He could have shut the fuck up and made more money. That's what's crazy. That's all he had to do. He did not have to come out here and sacrifice. Nobody asked him to be the villain of the series. Nobody asked him to come out here and state his opinion. He should have shut the fuck up. Yes, I understand. It's free speech. You know what else is free? Again, shutting the fuck up.
But I won't, because I'm willing to separate, and I see the difference between fiction and reality. I know there's a big difference, and trying to say they're the same hurts real people. And I feel like that is so horrible to do to people, actual people that have went through stuff. So, long story short, I'm probably going to get mass hate for this video. Oh, I know I'm going to get mass hate. But
can you do me a favor? And I highly doubt he'll ever see this video, but can you do me a favor and explain to me why Lolicon enjoys, why that's a good thing? Because you keep talking about how it's terrible for us to say that it's bad and we're harming others. Can you explain to me how defending this is good? Like, what good defending this does to the community? Can you really explain that to me? Because I'm genuinely curious. Like, I'm not asking this to be toxic. I'm not asking this to be argumentative. I'm like, from the bottom of my heart, I'm curious. How is you defending this good for the anime community? How is this good for minors? That's what I really want to know. Why are you defending something that look, your argument is that it's not dangerous and that it's just a picture or whatever. That's fine. If that's your argument, explain it to me. Why? Don't give me some 10-minute video about why some nigga changed his tweet. I don't want to hear that shit. I want to hear your argument as to why you're defending something that should not be defended. That is my biggest curiosity with this video. And that is one of my biggest problems with this video that he pushed out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this story has a wild twist to it. As Schlep made a tweet saying Lolicon is pedophilia. If you gratify yourself to sexualize images of animated children, you're a predator. The fact that X allows a community of these people to thrive on here is very shocking. Do better at safety. Now, I wouldn't necessarily compare people who get off to animated, I wouldn't really call them predators. I would call them disgusting. I would call them human pieces of filth. I'm not sure if I would go as far as to call them predators. I would call them criminals. 100%. I would definitely call them criminals. I would definitely want these people to be arrested and get help, seek medical help, and seek psychological help as well. I would not go as far as to call them predators. But again, I could be absolutely wrong, and they really could be predators. My mind is always open to be changed. However, the craziest thing about this tweet is that the one and only GOAT of pred catching, Chris Hansen, reposted it. Ladies and gentlemen, even Chris Hansen agrees with this statement. That tells you everything you need to know. That tells you who is right in this situation. Why are we arguing when even the GOAT himself is telling you this is wrong? Why are we arguing against people who catch predators for a living. This is their job. This is everything they do. I can't believe that somebody actually came out here to argue with a person who does this for a living. I'm sure there's lots of evidence. The problem is that Chibi Reviews has no evidence behind anything he's saying. You're arguing people who's in the field, who's actually doing this every single day, to a dude who's just sitting down on main job is to watch fucking anime. That's your job. That's all you do. It's literally in the title, Chibi Reviews. All you do is review anime and give your opinions on it. You should not be arguing with people who actually go out here and hunt predators. What the fuck is this shit? Why are we having this conversation? Is what I said. One of the freest things you can do as a citizen, one of the freest things that you can do as a human being is shutting the fuck up. Staying quiet is free. There's nothing wrong with it. It harms nobody. Shut the fuck up. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you like the video, please comment, like, and subscribe. Let me know your opinions. If you are out here supporting lolicon content, do not come in my comment section, because I guarantee you I will roast you from 9 ways to Sunday and you won't even like it. I might even get community notice sometime. I'm not even kidding. Some of y'all make me want to say some shit. I'm just saying, I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to, I'm trying to be a better person. I'm trying to make my life better. But if you come in my comment section with some of that retarded shit defending lolicon, you will get roasted. And I promise you, the people in my community will also roast you. Don't do it. Don't do for your health. Just don't do it. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching this video. My name is Robbie J. Fox, and as usual, I'm out.